Hi, I'm Paul Friedman, founder of the Marriage Foundation. The topic today is kind of cool. Divorce versus working on my marriage. Welcome back. I'm Paul Friedman, founder of the Marriage Foundation, and this topic is deep, and I'm going to give you information that you probably don't get in other places. I know you don't get it elsewhere. I'm going to really give you as much help as I can in this area. I'm very sensitive to this. I used to be a divorce mediator. I've seen that side. And then I became a marriage saver when a couple asked me to help them save their marriage. And I discovered these things about marriage that blew my mind, including how simple it is to save your marriage. It's not as complicated as you think. And the idea of working on your marriage is a misnomer. You can't work on your marriage, not directly. And this is a problem in our world because what happens is people want to work on their marriage and they think it's like working on a car. You replace the bad parts, you change certain behaviors, and sure, all of that stuff doesn't hurt. A lot of it does because people don't understand marriage well enough. But we're going to talk about the different approaches. So the first approach, getting a divorce, is basically saying, I give up. Now, maybe it's your spouse who's saying, I give up, let's get a divorce. But until you also say, I give up too, there's no divorce happening. Now, there might be a lot of pain and suffering because that's what brought you to this point of what should I do? And so I'm going to first start by telling you that of all of the people who I helped get a divorce, all of them, 100%, none of them, with what I now know, would be divorced had they known what I now know. And it's all documented what I have in 2 books, Lessons for a Happy Marriage and Breaking the Cycle. You could check them out on Amazon and see what the reviews are like, what people say. But for you, because you're at the brink here, chances are what you need is our 12-week course. And there's one for men and one for women based on your gender. And some people are working together on saving their marriage, so they both take it, but usually it's not necessary, and usually that's not the case. Just one of you needs to be focused on saving your marriage, not just saving it, but turning it around. So we'll start with that. Number 1, you don't have to get a divorce. Okay? Now you may say, well, I have to get a divorce because he's molesting our kids. Yeah, but you're not watching this video if that's the case. So you don't need to get a divorce. And you don't need to suffer anymore. 2 big ones. And not only do you not need to suffer anymore, but you could transform your marriage into better than anything you ever dreamt of. And I mean that sincerely. And you could go to our website and look at the reviews of people who discovered that. Why? Well, marriage is not just it's scientific. Everything in the universe has a mechanical component. There's nothing that doesn't. We live in a cause and effect world. And so marriage is governed by specific laws, principles, and if you adhere to those, then it will deliver what marriage is designed to deliver, which is, number 1, happiness for you as the individual, and number 2, happiness for your partner, and number 3, a harmonious, loving environment. That's what it's designed to do. Now, you buy a car because it's designed to take you from point A to point B. You buy a skillet because it's designed to cook your food. Some things are more complicated than others. Marriage, to be perfectly frank, is complicated. You can't just go, oh yeah, Paul Friedman says this will work. I'm not going to get a divorce. Fine, but you better learn how to be married. Or that intention alone is not enough. But if you take that intention and you apply it to learning the scientific parameters, you will have a successful marriage. So divorce, when you give up, your marriage is done. Now, fighting for your marriage, you don't have to fight for it. You have to learn for it. So people ask, well, what do I learn in your course? Good question. What happens is we don't learn the basic truth about ourselves that is so important. And that is that we are in charge of our mind. Okay, what the hell is he talking about, our mind? Here's what I'm talking about. We get married and we don't really have expectations. We have subconscious expectations. They're really intuitive that we will be happy. That's why we get married. But we don't do anything to cultivate either the happiness or the love that's necessary. And so what happens is we rely on our habitual reactions for dealing with everything day to day. And that might be fine if you're getting a new job. But when you get married, the venue of marriage is so different from every other venue that if you're not forming yourself in accordance to marriage, your mental reactions, your habitual reactions are going to be terrible for marriage. They're not marriage friendly. For instance, we should never allow anger to come into our marriage, ever. We should never argue with our soulmate. And you're going, oh, that's easy for you to say. No, it's not. Now, does that mean you'll never argue? No. But you don't even know to not argue. In fact, the world today teaches us, well, there's a right way to argue. Yeah, the right way to argue is to shut your mouth and not argue. That's the right way to argue. But we don't learn anything. We don't know about the guardrails. We don't know about our reactions. We don't know how to react. And so the first step is going into our mind. And I have techniques for this. I developed a system and learning how to control not our mouth. That's pretty easy. But our thinking. We control it. Second part is to replace thoughts that are negative with uplifting thoughts that come from the heart. Now, most of us don't even imagine what that means. Well, let's do this. Do you remember when you first fell in love with your soulmate? It was like, bam, this is the one. It didn't happen up here. What happened was it happened here in the heart. And then the mind took over. And that's how it works. You have to learn all these things, but I'm going to give you plenty now to chew on. So we have to learn how to align our thinking and our behavior with the heart. Because what is that heart? That heart is actually you. You've heard the term soulmate. You married your soulmate. What soulmate means is that they're a soul and you're a soul. That's what it means. And what we do is we change over in real life to normal living as we would with a competitor, because we are by nature very competitive beings because of our drive to survive, self-preservation. And we have to put that aside. Your soulmate and you are meant to live together in love, harmony, and joy until death do we part. It's what it's meant to be, but we don't know. So instead of fighting for your marriage, I guide you in a process that changes your dynamic, which then changes the dynamic of the marriage, and voila, your marriage is saved. Okay. So, fighting for your marriage, let's call it something else. Striving to refurbish my marriage because we approach it not directly like most marriage counselors do, and they look for broken things. There's tons of broken things. Maybe there's even cheating going on. Who knows? You know, marriages, by the time they come to us, are usually a disaster. I'm telling you, it doesn't have to be that way. We can heal it all. Okay, that should be enough. If you want more information, go ahead and write your question in the comments section. I'll answer it. Or you could go to our website and ask a counselor and you'll get an answer. We are here to serve you. So you could do us a favor too by subscribing to the channel, which impacts the algorithm and gets more people to see this video, and like the video and share it on social media and become part of the Marriage Foundation idea of marriage is meant to be amazing. And if it's not, it's only because you don't know how. We're here for you. We love you. God bless you, and take care.